Welcome to WagerTalk TV. I am Kelly Stewart, joined by Dave Cokin and Adam Trigger of WagerTalk.com. Both of these guys give out a ton of free information over at WagerTalk and on their Twitter pages, so you do not want to miss out. Let's talk about a game that I have on my radar, but I'm not going to give out my opinion here. You're going to have to head over to the WagerTalk YouTube channel and watch Bet on It. ULL +8 at Texas, total 58. Dave Cokin, are the Horns back?
A lot of love for the dog in this game. This number opened 12, I believe, and it's now down to 8. I think the value is long gone from the Ragin Cajuns here, but they're a good club. I mean, ULL should win that conference this year. On paper, they're the best team in the Sun Belt, and they've got a chance to really make a name for themselves here. I think it's going to be a little too tough for them to win. Texas, look, it's a rookie starting at quarterback. It's the first game for Sarkisian back on the sidelines as a head coach. But I got to tell you something. I think Sarkisian, before he had his off-the-field problems, was a heck of a head coach. I don't think he's lost his touch, and I think he's got a point to prove. And honestly, as good as Tom Herman was in the underdog role for the Longhorns, you can make an argument that the team really didn't reach the heights that they were expected or hoped for to reach under his administration. I think they're going to be better and better quickly under Steve Sarkisian. I love the hire, and they're a really strong football team. Oklahoma's the class of the Big 12. I don't think there's any argument there. Oklahoma has no excuses not to go unbeaten in the regular season. They probably won't because they usually find a way to lose a game they're supposed to win at some point every year. But on paper, I've got Texas as the number 2 team in the conference. That's higher than most. I think most people have Iowa State rated as the 2nd team in the conference. I don't agree. I think Texas is going to be the team that Oklahoma better beat if they want to win this league. And I think the number now is actually a little bit short. My line for the game, Texas minus 10.5. So it's clearly not a play for me. I originally would have leaned ULL plus all those points. Now I would lean Texas minus the points. But I'm not involved either way. I wish I'd have taken the 12 because I'd be laying the 8 now and have a nice middle out there in a game that figures to be in that range. Competitive battle, Texas with a slim edge for me.
Okay, Adam, I texted you the other night and asked you your opinions on this game. Looks like you and Dave are aligned. You, too, like the Texas Longhorns.
Yeah, Kelly, I think Texas is going to be a pleasant surprise this year. As far as this game is concerned, I probably won't get to the window with a play on Texas, but it's the only way I could play this game at this point after the line move. I know there's a new regime in Texas, and I agree with Dave. I do like Sarkisian, and I think that he can get this team playing well quickly. But a lot of these kids were here last year, and they finished 5-1 down the stretch. They pounded Colorado in their bowl game, which actually had a line move similar to this one, if you remember. Went from like 13 down to 7, and Texas rolled something like 55-23. They also beat Oklahoma State, who was 6th in the country at the time. Their only loss in the last 6 games last year was to number 13 Iowa State. So I think I have a positive outlook on Texas. And as far as Lafayette, I agree with Dave. I think they're going to be the best team in the Sun Belt. But I think the ratings on those 2 Sun Belt teams, Coastal Carolina and Lafayette, a little bit inflated after last year. Those teams had a huge leg up getting all their practices in and being relatively unaffected by COVID early in the season. So now that we're back on sort of a level playing field, I don't think Lafayette's going to have enough here to win this game. Again, I don't know if I want to lay all those points, but I definitely lean Texas. And I would probably lay the 8 if I had to make a play in this game.
Thank you to Dave. Thank you to Adam. I mentioned to start the video, both of these guys are both a great follow on Twitter, at Dave Cokin, at TopFlightSI. Again, head over to our WagerTalk YouTube channel and check out all of our other videos.